Hey guys, this is a new release from Kizer, and it is a re-release of an old classic, the T1. The T1 was one of my first Kizer Blade Series knives that I bought when I started collecting. It was in full titanium frame lock. They brought it back in a couple of variations. This one is the T1 CD. These knives are under 70 bucks. Some of them are well under 70 bucks. But this guy here is the T1 CD. It's an Uli Heineck design. And it's kind of from the T1, a knife he made, if I'm not mistaken. It started as a fixed blade called the Task. It's got thumb studs, which work very, very well. Whether you thumb flick it, reverse finger flick it, slow roll it, or just use the clutch lock to snap it out there. It's just a really clean design, very linear design, great ergonomics, the way that it fits in the hand with the choil, or if you want to get back away from the choil. I personally like this finger choil. I've been cutting a lot with these knives. This one's in G10 and Nitro-V. It is one of the probably closer to $70 ones. And then they've got a couple of variations that are going to be available through Amazon that are probably closer to $60, under $60. This is the T1 CD in a coated D2 that has been working extremely well, cutting extremely well. And they have the T1 BD. They have this both in the Nitro-V on Kizer's site. They also have this in D2 on Amazon's site. And this one is a plunge lock or a button lock. Same knife, same ergos, just instead of having the clutch lock, it has a button lock. So this knife, being a classic, has been re-released in several different price points, Nitro-V and D2, Micarta handles, and G10. I've got the G10 ones here represented, and then a button lock or a clutch lock. Let's do some cutting with these knives because that's where they shine. They've kind of got a really nice, tall, almost a Scandi grind, just a tall, flat grind. Really nice, really slicey. We'll start with just a little paper. This is the D2. All of these have been cut with. This is the Nitro-V. And when I say have been cut with, they've broken down a lot of cardboard. Whoops. And then this is the D2 clutch lock. Very, very slicey. Where they've really been shining has been breaking down cardboard. That's where I've kind of been putting them through the test, is getting a cut down some cardboard from some Amazon boxes, and then have been using this to cut with these different T1s. I think the one that's probably gotten the most wear is the button lock. It seems to have the most drag, but still very slicey. And like I say, these guys came out, were released November 1st. I started carrying them the end of October. And these guys I've been beating the ever-living heck out of because, again, it was one of my favorite knives. So I've been carrying them, using them at work, using them to open boxes, using them to break down boxes before taking them to the recycling. Just using them for just about everything. Let's do a couple of quick size comparisons. I'm just thinking what other information you guys might need to be helpful. And I'll get you some knife size comparisons, then we'll get a measurement, put it next to a Sharpie. It's going to be just about the same size as the bug out. A little bit longer, just a hair. Good bit smaller than the PM2. Get our Sharpie out here. See how it lines up to a Sharpie? Good bit shorter. I'm going to call it bug out size for lack of better. Closest thing to it was a bug out. Right at 7.5 inches overall. With right about a 3¼ inch blade, maybe just a hair under. A little bit over a 4¼ inch handle. And the grip that I use to this choil is 4¼ inches. So from right here to right back here is 4¼ If you want to keep your hand on the inside grip, you're looking at 3.5 inches. So 3.5 inches from here to here. So I definitely call this a full medium-sized knife, or medium to full-size knife. You do have a reversible clip, so your clip will go from one side to the other if you need it to switch it out, since it is an ambidextrous clutch lock. The pocket clip is stainless and deep carry. Goes in and out of pocket amazingly well. It's got a nice spoon tip. Fully disappears in the pocket. Great retention. Does not tear your pocket up when it's coming in and out of the pocket. Works very, very well. Get a couple of thicknesses. Then we'll get a weight. I'll give you my final thoughts. Blade stock is 0.1105. Handle thickness is 0.0512. Behind the edge thickness, 0.0175. And we had a 3¼ inch blade. So let's see what this guy's going to weigh in at. It's got steel liners, recessed G10 handle, 3.75 ounces. So maybe a ½ ounce heavier than an inch per ounce, but still what I consider to be a great knife. My final thoughts are, I really like this knife as a premium knife. I think the fact that Kizer's brought it out as a Vanguard series is fantastic, because more people will get to experience this design. It also kind of brings this design back as a resurgence. Excuse me. The D2 is coated, so I don't think you're going to have any corrosion issues there. I think the colorways look very nice. There are other additions besides the ones that I'm showing you here. There's some with Micarta Nitro-V, some with black Micarta V, or black blade and Micarta V. Just some really nice options. Whoops, that was my mic. We're having all kinds of good here, guys. Hey, I appreciate each and every one of you. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Sorry for the cough in the middle of the video. That happens. I don't do a lot of edits. Hopefully it won't be deafening. But do me a favor. I want to say thank you to my channel members. I want to say thank you to any of you guys and gals who find your way in here to watch my knife and EDC content. If you're so inclined, please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon down there. It really helps me out. Hit the like button. That's awesome. Leave a comment or hit the hype button in the comment section. Both of those things are big helps to the channel. Most importantly, please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart and choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.